Alright. That was chapter 22, talks about, says, if a man steals an ox or a sheep and kills it or sells it, he shall repay 5 oxen for an ox, and 4 sheep for a sheep. If a thief is found breaking in and is struck so that he dies, there shall be no blood guilt for him. But the son, now let's go back, let's kind of talk about the Second Amendment. Let's go back and read that real quick. Chapter 22, verse 2. If a thief is found breaking in and is struck so that he dies, there shall be no blood guilt for him. Man, God's okay for you defending yourself. There you go. Exodus 22, verse 2 talks about it. It says, if a thief is found breaking in, man, someone breaks into your house and is struck so that he dies, or you shoot him, there shall be no blood guilt for him. Meaning that it's a-okay for you to of course, someone breaks into your house at night in the middle of the night to attack you and your family. God's okay for you to of course shoot that person. God supports the Second Amendment pretty much. Is what it's talking about. It says, but the son has risen on him, there shall be blood guilt for him. He shall surely pay. If he has nothing, he shall be sold for his theft. If the stolen beast is found alive in his possession, whether it is an ox or a donkey or a sheep, he shall pay double. If a man causes a field or a vineyard to be grazed over, or lets his beast loose and it feeds in another man's field, he shall make restitution from the best in his own field and in his own vineyard. And if fire breaks out and catches in thorns so that the stacked grain or the standing grain or the field is consumed, he who started the fire shall make full restitution. If a man gives to his neighbor money or goods to keep safe, and is stolen from the man's house, and if the thief is found, he shall pay double. If the thief is not found, the owner of the house shall come near to God to show whether or not he has put his hand to his neighbor's property. For every breach of trust, whether it is for an ox, for a donkey, or for a sheep, for a cloak, or for any kind of lost thing, of which one says, this is it, the case of both parties shall come before God. The one whom God condemns shall pay double to his neighbor. If a man gives to his neighbor a donkey or an ox or a sheep or any beast to keep safe, and it dies or is injured or is driven away without anyone seeing it, an oath by the Lord shall be between them both to see whether or not he has put his hand to his neighbor's property. The owner shall accept the oath, and he shall not make restitution. But if it is stolen from him, he shall make restitution to its owner. If it is torn by beast, let him bring it as evidence. He shall not make restitution for what has been torn. If a man borrows anything of his neighbor and is injured or dies, the owner not being with it, he shall make full restitution. If the owner was with it, he shall not make restitution. If it was hired, it came for its hiring fee. Laws about social justice. If a man seduces a virgin who is not betrothed and lies with her, he shall give the bride price for her and make her his wife. If her father utterly refuses to give her to him, he shall pay money equal to the bride price for virgins. He shall not permit a sorceress to live. God's telling them to kill these sorcerers, these witches and these sorcerers, kill them all, because they're all of Satan. They're not of God. So he's telling them to kill them. And basically purge the earth of all this evil. Whoever lies with an animal should be put to death. That's bestiality, which is disgusting. So God's telling them, he's telling the Jews, if these people have sex with animals, kill them. It's disgusting. It's a sin. It's disgusting. Whoever sacrifices to any god, or basically the devil and his demons, other than the Lord alone, is of course Christ, shall be devoted to destruction. He's saying, if these people, or he's saying, if anyone turns his back on God and starts serving the devil and his demons, God's telling the Jews, kill them, because if they turn on God and they turn to worship the devil and his demons, God's saying they don't deserve to live. Because they totally turn against Him. They turn to serve the world, the devil and his demons. So, turning your back on God, God takes that, very, 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 he takes it. I'm trying to think of the word. He doesn't take it lightly, is what I'm trying to say. Very serious. It says, "You shall not wrong a sojourner or oppress him, for you were sojourners in the land of Egypt. You should not mistreat any widow or fatherless child. If you do mistreat them, and they cry out to me, I will surely hear their cry, and my wrath will burn, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall become widows, and your children fatherless. If you lend money to any of my people with you who is poor, you shall not be like a moneylender to him, and you shall not exact interest from him. If ever you take your neighbor's cloak and pledge, you shall return it to him before the sun goes down. For that it is his only covering, and it is his cloak for his body. And what else shall he sleep? And if he cries to me, I will hear, for I am compassionate." It's talking about, pretty much the homeless. Be compassionate on them, have love for them, and take care of them, Because of course, if you love Jesus, if you're saved and you love God, then you will have compassion on others, especially the homeless, especially those who have been done wrong. You will have compassion on them to help them. And it also talks about the fatherless, those who grew up without fathers. And it also talks about the widows. You have compassion on these types of people because if you're saved, the love of God is in you, to have compassion on the poor, on the homeless, on those who grew up without the father, and of course the widows. So you have compassion on them to do what's right, to help them out, because you love God. You want to serve God by, of course, helping them. Amen. So you should not revile God nor curse every root of your people. You shall not delay to offer from the fullness of your harvest and from the outflow of your presses. The firstborn of your sons you shall give to me. You shall do the same with your oxen and with your sheep. 7 days or about a week it shall be with its mother. On the 8th day you shall give it to me. You shall be consecrated to me. Therefore you shall not eat any flesh that is torn by beasts in the field. You shall throw it to the dogs. Alright. Anyway, that's chapter 22. Of course, New Testament, Jesus makes all foods clean. This is just the food laws that the Jews follow, not the Christians. But of course, Jesus made all foods clean when he came in the New Testament. So anyway, that's chapter 22. I'll be back with chapter 23 in a minute.